Good evening, one and all, and namaskar. I am very much thankful to Professor Santosh Kumar Palsha for inviting me into this platform. As you know, spirituality is the foundation of Indian philosophy. It is the essence of Indian philosophy. That means spirituality is the essence of Indian philosophy. In spirituality, human values are basic elements. It helps to develop individual being as well as social well-being as a whole. Today's we are going to interact on the topic that is Indian knowledge system and human values embedded in Indian knowledge system. As you know, NEP 2020 emphasized on Indian knowledge system and now it is not only in philosophy, it is going to implement in each and every educational field. Why? Because individual being as well as for the society, spirituality and human values are very, very essential for the development of the society. Here, human values are belong to spirituality. Now we will discuss the human values embedded in Indian knowledge system.
Answers of these questions through its core values. Like core values means human values, noble values, what we're saying. These values are not rigid rules and laws, but guiding principles that help an individual live a balanced and fulfilling life while contributing to the well-being of society. In our Vedic Indian knowledge has been discussed and advocated some great principles such as the principle of ethical way of life, which is called as Purusharthas, human goals, as well as the concept of Sadharan Dharma, which we are calling universal duties, which tells us every individual has some general or universal common duty for greatness of human well-being. Swadharma, one's own duty, or Vishesa Dharma, which remind us every individual has a unique role to play in maintaining the harmony of society and nature. The theories of karma and rebirth, which is further, are some sense of moral responsibility, teaching that every action has consequences. When we are saying Purushartha is a significant concept in Indian Vedic philosophy and ethics, it's representing the four goals of human life. Indian philosophy sees life as meaningful only when there is a balance between material needs, personal desires, social responsibilities, and spiritual growth. This is expressed in Purusharthas. The term Purushartha can be broken down etymologically as we all know Purusha and Artha. Here, the Sanskrit word Purusha stands for individual, not like gender. Individual, person, human, or spirit. In various philosophical texts, it denotes the self or the essence of being, whereas the Sanskrit word Artha stands for purpose, aim, goal, meaning, or wealth. It represents not only material prosperity, but also the significance or value that one seeks in life. Combining these two terms, Purusha and Artha become Purusharthas, which can be interpreted as the goals and purposes of a human being or person, which are considered essential for achieving a meaningful and fulfilling life. The four Purusharthas or the four aims of life are Dharma, righteous living; Artha, rightful wealth; Karma, fulfillment of desires; and Moksha, liberation, which give a balanced framework where material progress and spiritual growth support to each other. Dharma here. Dharma stands for the foundation of ethical living. It stands for righteousness, justice, and moral responsibility towards oneself, society, and nature. Without dharma, wealth and pleasure can become harmful. Artha, here the word artha stands for the pursuit of meaning and material prosperity as well as resources. It is necessary for survival and for supporting family and society, but must be earned honestly and used wisely. Karma stands for the fulfilling of desires, emotions, and relationships. It encourages human joy and creativity, but within the boundaries of dharma. Moksha stands for the ultimate aim, which is our ultimate aim, each and every person's life, which is liberation or realization from ignorance, ego, and the endless cycle of suffering. It represents inner peace, self realization, and harmony with the universe. This integrated vision prevents one sided living and teaching us that wealth and enjoyment are good only when guided by ethics, and that spiritual progress must be grounded in real life. Now, we may take something for universal duties for all that is called Sadharana Dharma. Alongside personal goals, Indian thought emphasizes Sadharana Dharma. The term Sadharana Dharma is derived from two Sanskrit words, Sadharan. These words come from the root sadhara, which means common, general, or universal. The term signifies something that is applicable or shared by all. Dharma is a complex term, signifies something that is applicable or shared by all, which multiple meanings, but it generally refers to duty, righteousness, or ethical conduct. It comes from the root dhru to uphold, to sustain, implying that which holds or sustains the moral order of the universe. Thus, Sadharana Dharma etymologically means the universal duty or common moral law that applies to everyone, regardless of their specific role or position in society. It represents ethical principles that form the foundation of a righteous behavior for all human beings. Hence, it is expected from every human being, regardless of caste, gender, or profession, the values for everyone, such as non-violence, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, non-stealing, asteya, purity, self-control, indriya nigraha, forgiveness, like shama, compassion, daya, and absence of greed, love, health, etc., kindness. All these are the human values, as we know. These values stand timelessly in our culture. These are as essential in today's world of global interaction as they were in ancient times. They remind us that humanity's survival depends not on competition alone, but on cooperation, empathy, and justice. Swadharma. Swadharma is derived from two Sanskrit words, as we know, so meaning one's own and dharma meaning duty or righteousness. Therefore, Swadharma refers to the duty or moral obligation that is aligned with one's own nature, character, and position in society. Swadharma is the principle of acting in accordance with one's own nature, Shobhava, or and role. What is our duties in our life? What is our duty in our practical life as well as society, for the society. Each individual possesses unique qualities, talents, and responsibilities that define their Shodharma. For example, Varna Dharma, a Kshatriya or warrior has a duty to protect, a Brahman, a teacher, has a responsibility to educate, and a Vaishya or merchant is expected to engage in trade. A Shudra or servant has a duty to service and support roles within society. Here, performing one's own Swadharma leads to personal fulfillment and contributes positively to society as a whole. It encourages individuals to embrace their unique attributes and responsibilities, thus fostering a harmonious social order. In this context of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna emphasizes the importance of following one's Swadharma, particularly when it comes to fulfilling the duties of one's caste, like Varna, and stage of life, ashrama, such as brahmacharya of student's life, duty of gruhastha in gruhastha, householder life's duty, vanaprastha, like that, vanaprastha sannyasa. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Seyam Sodharma Vigunaha Paradharmat Sonuchatit Sodharme Nidhanam Sreya Paradharma Bhaya. It means it is far better to perform one's duties, even if imperfectly, than to perform the duties of another, even if well. Better is death in the performance of one's own duty. The duty of another brings fear. For example, of particular dharma like Vishesa dharma or specific duties. For example, for a professor like teacher, a teacher has the duty to educate and inspire students. Their Swadharma is to impart knowledge, cultivate critical thinking, and guide students in their learning journey. For example, for a doctor's Swadharma is to provide medical care and support to patients. This includes diagnosing illness, administering treatments, and promoting health and wellness. And in family role, a parent's Swadharma is to nurture, protect, and provide for their children, ensuring their emotional and physical well-being while imparting values and life skills. Elder siblings Swadharma may involve guiding and mentoring younger siblings, helping them navigate challenges and supporting their growth. Social responsibility in that, like community leader, a community leader's Shodharma includes serving the community, organizing events, and addressing the needs and concern of the people they represent. As per artist Swadharma can involve creating works that reflect societal issues, evoke emotions, can inspire change, contributing to the cultural landscape. In modern life, Swadharma means ethical and committed in whatever role we take as professional, family members, or citizens. Now we may come to the concept like karma and rebirth, which is the moral law of life. The law of karma in Indian philosophy means action and its moral consequences. It is not merely a belief in fate or divine reward and punishment, but a natural law of cause and effect. Every thought, word, and deed leaves an impression that shapes future experiences. Hence, the law of karma teaches good action brings positive results, while harmful action brings suffering, either in this life or for a future life. The Bhagavad Gita teaches, as a man sows, so shall he or she reap. Means as you sow, so he reaps. And emphasizes one should act in righteously without attachment to results. Like that, it is known as Niskama karma. The karma is classified into sanchita, accumulated of past actions, prarabdha, that portion presently bearing fruit, and agami, future action is created now. This understanding balances freedom and responsibility. While past deeds shape our present, we still have the power to act wisely and transform our future. Rebirth is closely linked to karma. It is the idea that life is a continuous cycle of rebirth and death and rebirth, where each new life is influenced by past actions. The Bhagavad Gita says this process is like changing clothes. Just as a man discards worn out garments and wears new ones, so the soul discards worn out bodies and enters new ones. Rebirth provides a framework for moral accountability beyond one lifetime and gives hope that no sincere effort is ever wasted. In this modern world, karma and rebirth remain deeply relevant. They encourage personal responsibility, ethical living, long term thinking, and resilience in adversity. Sorry. Even when taken symbolically, this concept teach that our action shape who we become, that even every moment offers an opportunity to grow, improve, and contribute to a better world. So, in this contemporary relevance, in this for this modern era, modern period, the core values of Indian philosophy, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, swadharma, and the doctrine of karma and rebirth remain profoundly relevant in today's world, offering solutions to many modern crises. In an age of materialism, stress, stress and social conflict, the Purusharthas provide a balanced vision of life, which is the main motto of Indian knowledge system, which is we need to spread in each and every sphere of educational field, teaching that wealth, Artha, and enjoyment, Karma, should be pursued under the guidance of ethics, ethical values like Dharma, and directed ultimately towards inner fulfillment, moksha. This holistic approach can counter today's problems of greed, inequality, and the loss of purpose. Swadharma, the principle of performing one's own duty sincerely encourages individuals to act a responsibility in their professions, to take the leadership and to to take the correct way in each and every field, like in family and communities also. In modern times, this means working with integrity as a teacher, doctor, leader, or citizen, contributing to social harmony and collective progress. This Sadharana Dharma reminds us that humanity's survival depends not on competition alone, but on cooperation, empathy, and justice. The law of karma, it reinforces accountability, reminding us that every action has consequences, while rebirth inspires hope and perseverance, showing that no effort is ever wasted. Together, these ideas promote ethical governance, environmental responsibility, mental well being, and compassion in human relationships. They remind us that real progress is not just about technological or economic growth, but about cultivating a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. These things are very, very essential for our environmental issues, for sustainable development. All these values are very, very relevant for our day to day life also. Thus, these timeless values continue to guide humanity towards harmony, responsibility, and true fulfillment in the 21st century in each and every field as a whole, for human being development and for universally for the social development, for the societal well-being purpose. So the human values are very, very essential to practice in our life. As you know, we all are practicing these values, and these values, we may feel that these values are very difficult to practice in our life. But all these values are, I think, interconnected. If we practice only one values in our life, then automatically other values will come to ourselves. For example, suppose we practice to we should love all, then automatically kind-hearted and lovingness toward each and every person unconditionally, it can be possible by us. So it is the main motive, IKS, that we practice the values in our life. First of all, we'll practice in our life, then we can try to develop our society by practicing these values ourselves. It is, I think, it is the main aim of our knowledge, our philosophical knowledge, and also in Vedic Upanishadic philosophy, hiddenly there explaining the Indian ethics. Indian ethics is also, it is not only we are practicing now itself, it is from the ancient period we are practicing these things. So thank you. Thank you for listening these things, these like human values embedded in Indian knowledge system. And now we may discuss regarding some points. If any questions, anything will come, then we discuss now. Thank you. I would like to over our Professor Santosh sir who invites me. Thank you, sir. Now I'm open to you. Yes, sir.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Myself, Professor Tapul Kumarji. Yes, actually, you are just in a excellent manner. In an excellent manner, you have just presented your lecture, uh, and I hope that our participants can get the idea or ideas about the necessity of Indian knowledge system. How can we apply it in our everyday life to build our heart as well as to build a society. I am requesting Professor Santosh Kumar Pal to make some comments at first. Then question answers will start. Sir, please. স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে না স্যার
শোনা যাচ্ছে
এবারে শোনা যাচ্ছে হ্যাঁ
as in Indian culture and
স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে না, ভয়েস ব্রেক করছে একটু
our participant and an issue. Here my being is actually that like that point. Any other participant to make the discussion?
Sorry to say, sir, but we can't hear anything. I think the problem is happening here or something.
I think
voice is breaking.
I think the problem is from the end of Professor Pal. Now sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, I am audible, but Professor Pal is not audible. Any question or clarification or addition, modification, discussion, please. The floor is open to all to take part. Anybody else?
Sir, can I say?
Yes, sure.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a wonderful presentation you have done. It is really amazing and very thoughtful. So, ma'am, first of all, actually, the Indian knowledge system embodies timeless human values such as truth, non-violence, compassion, what you have told, and also the spirit of harmony with nature. However, in the current era of globalization, rapid technological development, and increasing in individualism, there seems to be a gap between knowing these values and practicing them in real life. What, according to you, are the major challenges, like transmitting these values through modern education or making them relevant for younger generation who are more influenced by digital culture than traditional wisdom? It's my question, ma'am.
Yes, madam. Very nice question, Nilanjana madam. And as we know, everything has two sides. Definitely, we know that nowadays, in this present scenario, without technology, we can't survive. Just to look at here, if these provisions are not there, then how we will be all together into this platform? So definitely, technology helps us. There is no doubts. But we should, from the ethical perspective, we should know how we should utilize that. If we have some power, then we will misuse that power, then it is unethical. So everything has the side we should take, which one is necessary for us. Then how can it will be possible for us? It can only be possible if each and every individual like us, we will practice the human values in our life, in our practical life. If we practice these things, if we do anything wrong, then something will knock our inner conscience. As you know, sometimes if we do any mistake, we can't overcome. It comes from our inner heart, from our core of heart that, yes, we did, we can rectify. It comes to ourselves. If we ignore, then that is nothing. If we listen that word, then definitely we can rectify ourselves. We are individual being. We are not like we can say that we are all perfect. We can be by rectifying ourselves. So one thing is we will practice these values, and if some mistakes coming from our side, then we can rectify ourselves. Another thing, one thing is, it's I feel personally that we should not point out others. If we should not point out others, then we can gradually develop ourselves. So that should be, we should practice the values in our life, and we treat all like impartiality. That can be practicing by each and every individual. Then as a whole, everything can be finalized. Yes, I think so. And it is possible. So nothing is impossible in this world if we practice. So we practice the values and implement these things. Suppose I will practice, others will practice, all will practice, then we can go and implement as a whole. Then definitely everything will happen good. So it can be happen. It can be possible. Like that, we can rectify all these things. Something is happening, then we can rectify these things. Am I right, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, can you do?
What I have understood that the rectification is the main important thing for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Uh, Anybody else? Uh, স্যার 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 আপনি কি বলছেন
Hello, hello.
এখন একটু
No, no,
এবারে
I
শোনা
am
যাচ্ছে
very
স্যার
with us.
আজকে কি আজকে আপনার নেটটা খুব ডিস্টার্ব করছে স্যার নেট কানেকশনটা
Yes, yes. What now?
খুব খুব ডিস্টার্ব করছে
Okay. বাবু হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে না স্যার আপনার কথা
ওকে
আচ্ছা আর যদি কেউ বলেন যারা আছেন ঝাড়েশ্বর ঘোষ প্রফেসর ঝাড়েশ্বর ঘোষ যদি কোনো ক্লারিফিকেশন মডিফিকেশন বা অ্যাডিশন yes Dr. Mishra
Yes, sir.
I have just a small query
Yes,
to
sir.
you. Are human values static or dynamic? I want to mean that the human values were chalked out by the ancient people or sages.
Yes, sir.
These values are followed by us. These values are static in that sense, the new values can be added to the list or not?
Sir, of course, new values will be added. So, I think human values are dynamic in nature because in modern period, if we'll come to back period, like ancient period, and nowadays it is very just opposite. For example, nowadays, people say that without air conditioner, it is very difficult to survive. But previously, if we come to previous period, that is, if we are using that is luxurious. But now it is not luxurious. If we'll say we are going to practice the values, but we are taking all these things, then that is not luxurious. But if we come that time saying we should simple life, high thinking. Yes, of course, simple life, high thinking is static, but we can take it dynamic that we are using all these things, luxurious items, but that things are not luxurious nowadays. It is essential for us. In this regard, I feel values are always dynamic in nature, so we can add the new values. But when we are going to add the new values, that should be applicable, universal in nature. As you know, human Kant has explained that we cannot go for consequent. We will see what is the intention, of course. But sometimes what happens, some negativity is happening, we are going to save the things, then we can use the exceptional things. When we are using the exceptional thing, that exceptional things, if we use in universally applicable, like universally will apply, suppose this exceptional rules and principles I am applying for myself, then same situation if happen, then that should be useful for others. Then that will not be exceptional, that can be one moral extended principle in that prior principle. So we can add some new values in this regard. So it is dynamic in nature, I think so. Sir, you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, Anybody else, please? হ্যালো, আর কেউ প্রশ্ন করবেন? স্যার আরেকবার দেখুন আপনারটা হয় নাকি, শোনা যায় নাকি? আসছে না স্যার, সাউন্ড আসছে না। স্যার আপনি একবার কেটে জয়েন করুন না, কেটে বেরিয়ে একবার জয়েন করুন না, ফিরে মানে পুনরায়।
Yes, anybody else? We can discuss anything comes
Yes,
to your mind.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm Jadeshwar Ghosh. Yes,
Sir,
Professor.
namaskar. Sir, namaskar.
Yes. Namaskar. Actually, I enjoy your talk. Very nice. Really, one thing I am thinking about Sadharma and Paradharma. So how can we distinguish in a logical framework how it is Paradharma and how it is different from Sadharma? Can you give any logical framework regarding
Yes, sir.
it in the context of Indian traditional knowledge system?
Yes, sir. When we're discussing Swadharma and Paradharma, First, let's discuss the concept of dharma. Dharma is universally applicable to Swa dharma and Paradharma. In both, we are discussing in logically, sir. Dharma in both sides, dharma is there. One thing is Swa dharma. As what is our dharma? Accordingly, we are doing our duties and obligation, everything. That is Swa dharma. And when we are coming to Paradharma, we are not going to disrespect that is one kind of dharma for her or him. So that is paradharma, we should respect. That is his or her dharma. But Swa dharma and paradharma, there is not lot of difference logically. There is one point we are coming to there, that is our dharma. Some other point we are coming, that is for other, that is paradharma. But that is my point, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Ma'am, just a question. Uh,
Yes.
Namaste, ma'am. Since I joined very late, so I couldn't hear your complete lecture. So sorry for that. I just wanted to know, since your topic is very much related to uh, human values, and you must have covered the classical and modern time. And just I listened your discussion in response to a question asked whether human values are dynamic or static. So I just wanted to know, ma'am, like, how do you see the human values being dynamic in classical Indian traditions, especially Varna Dharma, etc., where the human values were like very static? They seemed like very static because they were, kind of assigned duties that if you belong to this particular class, then you have to perform this and this dharma, and then the values will be of that kind, etc. So I just wanted to have your take on that, like how these dynamic value system could be like kind of seeing the light of the classical system of class and in modern time of caste. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Niti madam. Actually, when we are saying classically how values are, these are of course static. How can we say that is dynamic? Here, when we are coming to classical point, there we are coming to only values like division. These are only division. These are the division only. But when we are coming to the core values, in the present scenario, when suppose you are saying this person is Brahmin and he is doing or she is doing other things other than Brahmin works. But these are the divisions. We should not go for that. Now we are writing that yes, human values can be dynamic in nature. How can it be possible that human values is dynamic in nature? Because in human values, not only these things, the Varna Dharma, Ashrama Dharma, all these things, there are some values, particularly for the social concern, for the individual concern, for the society benefit, for the individual benefit. For the social benefit, for the individual benefit, we need that. The values should be dynamic. For example, suppose I need to practice that I should love all, I should be kind-hearted. But sometimes when I am going to an administrative position, from my inner conscience, I am kind-hearted. But in that position, sometimes we want to protect that environment, we need some things. So that times I am not cruel or anybody is doing that things is cruel, but that is necessary. In that things, we need that human values should be dynamic. Dynamic in the sense values are not going to change. Their classical
Appreciation, sorry.
values,
Yeah. Hmm.
values are there. We cannot say those values are sense, kindness, lovingness, justice, honesty, truthfulness. These are the things That is constant. These are not change. These are not going to change. But sometimes we are going to speak truth. But if we need to change in some little bit more, that is benefit for the society we are doing. If I am doing for myself, that is self-interest. But for the social purpose, I am doing little bit dramatized, and nothing harm in that. In that line, in that point, we can add some extended rules and regulation. In that line, and human values can be dynamic.
So, consequently, ma'am, we can conclude that human values are not dynamic, rather, their applications are. How we are going to use
Implementation,
them, how
yes.
implementation, yeah.
We are
So,
going to
how,
implement,
yes,
yes.
yes.
When we
Because,
are going to implement
yeah, because
something,
these objective values are objective. Yeah.
when going to implement something, if that is not in foundation, how can we implement? You
Mhm.
see, ethics and applied ethics. What is the difference between ethics and applied ethics? That ethics, there is rules and regulation. We are going to implement these things. When we are going to implement this thing, that is the application.
Right,
So,
right. Mm.
yes,
Yes, ma'am. Very good. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
So we are just going to conclude. Thank you, ma'am, for your excellent deliberation, and also I am thankful to the participants who are here, and I hope that in near future we will also meet in this platform to discuss another thing. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. ঠিক আছে তাহলে আমরা কেটে দিচ্ছি ওকে ম্যাম উই ক্যান লিভ উই আর জাস্ট